This is music, and this is Maid of Steel, episode 8. Welcome to the 8th episode of Maid of Steel, a series of videos where I go through my collection of Band-Maid releases, physical and digital. Today we're going to have a look at YOLO, that's an EP, and Different, that's a single, and Sense, that is also a single. So a bit of a mixed bag. Up first, recommendation. I'm going to recommend this one today, Overrun by Earthshaker. This is authentic 80s feel-good hard rock. The music is inherently cheesy, but that's actually a strength when it comes to 80s feel-good hard rock. There are some ballads on here that I don't care for, but the hard rocking songs are really, really enjoyable. And it is music that I think will appeal to maybe fans of hard rock that are not that big fans of like modern contemporary hard rock, but who really like 80s hard rock. I recommend this. Check it out. Earthshaker, Overrun. Good fun, feel good stuff. Okay, let's go. It's show time. Let's get to the Band-Maid content. Last time we had a look at this one here, Unseen World. Praised by many people as a masterpiece. I do not disagree. It's a fantastic metal album for my money. As I said, today is going to be more of a mixed bag. We're going to have a look at YOLO, the EP, Different, the single, and Sense, the other single. So let's just get down to business. YOLO starts with the song YOLO. I have already talked about that, but it's a good song, so I don't mind talking about it again. It's melodic, it's melancholic. It has a really cool sort of rhythm and riffage going on in the verses, and like different details from verse to verse, which is nice. I think I mentioned this in the video where I talked about it. It does remind me a bit of Mew. It reminds me a bit of Coheed and Cambria because of the melancholic feel. I'm not saying that Band-Maid listened to these artists, but it's just my reference point. In any case, I like it. The vocal melodies are great and catchy as usual. The drumming is also fantastic as usual, and there are some parts where the drumming has a bit of a "You Could Be Mine" feel to it, like the Guns N' Roses song. And there's a really cool guitar solo. So YOLO has a cool guitar solo. In the video where I talked about YOLO, I said it was a bit of a silly title. I do know YOLO stands for You Only Live Once. I do know it's a slogan that goes actually way back. But I tend to associate YOLO with the YOLO movement from a couple of years ago that had typically a bunch of typically young men doing stupid shit, often sort of putting themselves in danger because you only live once, right? Now, when you reach my age, your approach is, holy shit, you only live once. Better not do stupid shit anymore. So that's probably why I think it's a bit of a silly title, but it's a great song, you know. It's followed by a song called Unfair Game. It has a groovy guitar riff and really cool bass lines. A lot of Misa fans have said that Misa is the epitome of cool, and she is, but I will say that she is also, her bass work is key to the lots of little fun and interesting details part of the Band-Maid sound. So she's an integral part of the Band-Maid sound, I would say, for sure. It has some cool songwriting dynamics, and what I really like is that in the verse, they make use of more noisy guitar and some sort of feedback noise, which is interesting because I don't hear that often in the Band-Maid songs. The chorus has a bit of a pop punk feel to it, but that's fine. That's what makes the choruses catchy. And there's an absolutely fantastic guitar solo, which is a bit longer actually than Konami solos usually are. And what I like about it is that it goes from being melodic to being shreddy to being just frantic and noisy. I kind of like that journey within one guitar solo. So Unfair Game is a very good song. It's a great song, actually. It's followed by a song called Matchless Gum. And that's just a cool song, I would say. The opening is cool. The verse is cool. There is a cool bass-centric riff in the bridge, and another frantic and noisy guitar solo. So I like how Konami sort of experiments with that approach to guitar solos on this EP. And also there's a nice mellow section with some really soulful singing as well. So Matchless Gum, another cool song, great song for sure. And the last song is an instrumental version of YOLO. Normally, if I have the choice between an instrumental version of a song that's already on the release and a new song with vocals, I would prefer a new song with vocals, in particular when it comes to Band-Maid, because Saiki is such a great vocalist. On the other hand, it is interesting to hear instrumental versions of Band-Maid songs because of all the fun little details in the instrumentation. So YOLO, it's a cool EP, and I think maybe if you're looking to get into Band-Maid and you want to start buying some stuff, but you don't want to go all out and buy an album, and you also don't want to settle for a single, maybe YOLO is a good place to start. Anyways, let's move on to Different. Different is quite different from YOLO. It still has the trademark sounds. You can hear it's the same band. It starts out with a song called Different, and to my ears, it's a power metal song. The opening is super fast. The guitar work is kind of neoclassical, I would say, without being arrogant and wanky. But it sounds neoclassical to my ears. The verse is groovy. There's some cool sort of palm muted kind of like groove stuff with some pauses and silences and palm muted stuff going on that works really well. And in the chorus, you go back to power metal, and the vocal melodies are just super catchy and larger than life. And in the bridge, there's some cool vocal harmonies as well. So Different, to my ears, a power metal song, and a great one at that. It's followed by an instrumental called Don't Be Long. It has some dynamic rhythm stuff going on, which I appreciate. Some cool lead guitar work, and we're not talking wanky lead guitar, it's melodic guitar melodies. So it's actually catchy, it's actually memorable. You can even sort of hum along to the lead guitar melodies. It's a cool instrumental. It's the kind of instrumental that I like, not just wanky and show-offy, but actually catchy and melodic. The drumming is great. The drumming is great and Different too, by the way. I don't think I mentioned that. Speaking of Different, the third song on this single is another version of Different. It's the 89-second version. One difference between this version of Different and the other version of Different, what makes Different and Different different from each other, is that rather than the palm muted groovy stuff in the verse, in the 89-second version, they go for more like a strumming, kind of almost punky approach to it, which I appreciate, but I do prefer the official version of Different. So Different is a great single. The A side is absolutely fantastic. The B sides, cool instrumental and an interesting alternative version of Different. Turning to Sense, at the time of me recording this, except if they release something that I haven't noticed, that can happen. But it's the most recent official release by Band-Maid, to my knowledge. I'm probably wrong. It opens with the title track, A-side Sense. That's also a power metal song to me. It's an epic metal song too. It has an orchestral opening. When it kicks in, there's some really cool lead guitar melodies. Nice vocal melody in the chorus as usual. The bridge is really cool. The drumming is outstanding as usual. There's a cool guitar solo as well. It's a fast, metal song to my ears, a power metal song, epic metal song, and it does actually get increasingly epic towards the end. And of course it starts out epic as well with the orchestral opening. Now, as far as I understand, this song is used as the sort of theme for an anime show, so that's why they actually added some of these epic things to it. It's a great song, so that's cool. It's followed by a song called Hibana or Spark, and that's just another song that's just cool hard rocking song. Nice little guitar details all over the song. The pre-chorus is groovy, the chorus is catchy. There's another cool guitar solo, another cool bridge, a cool ending. It's a cool song, end of story. And the last song on Sense is called Corellium. It has a mellow, ballady kind of opening. And I do have an aversion towards ballads because I'm of the generation that was scarred by the glam hair power ballad, right? But ballads that are done in a way that appeal to me really work very well for me. And this mellow ballady opening falls under that rubric, so that's great. Now the song is actually an upbeat hard rock metal song. It's up-tempo and it has kind of like a funky, fun kind of verse. So it's a great song actually. So yeah, that's my take on YOLO and Different and Sense. Right, they're all really good releases with some strokes of genius on them. Absolutely fantastic stuff. This is officially the last episode of Maid of Steel, but it doesn't have to be that way because I am thinking of picking up the Band-Maid thing. I'm thinking of picking up some of the standalone singles as well, and I've held off on picking up the singles that are associated with this album because it is a softer album. It is more ballady. They do deliberately draw much more on pop. But in listening to it repeatedly in prepping for the video I did on it, I sort of gained a new appreciation for it and all the details. So I think I might be ready to pick up the singles associated with this album too. So I do plan to pick up more Band-Maid stuff in the future. So if there's any interest in some further episodes down the line on the Band-Maid thing, some of the singles, let me know. I'll be happy to make more stuff talking about Band-Maid. I will maybe also make some episodes whenever they release new stuff that I get my hands on. But yeah, officially the last episode. Let me know if there's an interest in more. It's been good fun making these videos. I really enjoy just getting to listen a whole lot to Band-Maid. I've really appreciated interacting with the Band-Maid fan community. Like I said in the very first video, I do consider myself a Band-Maid fan, but I don't follow the individual members' lives. I don't follow the history of the band. I haven't researched the history of how the songs were composed and all that stuff. The Band-Maid fan community is very passionate. They know a whole lot about Band-Maid, the individual members, the histories of songs and albums and the history of the band, and they're not afraid to teach you about Band-Maid and their history. So I've really learned a lot from just the comments that you guys have made in the comments to these videos. I really appreciate that. I know a million times more about Band-Maid and their background and the history and the individual members than I did before. So that's really cool. The Band-Maid fan community seems to be a rare case, but just based on the interactions I've had with them, seems to be a rare case of a fan community that is not super toxic. A fan community that doesn't seem to police itself to make sure that everyone is in line and that nobody criticizes the object of fandom. It seems like there is room for different opinions, different preferences. There's room for not liking certain songs and preferring other songs. There's room for liking the old stuff that was written by external writers versus liking the new stuff. I've seen very few examples of people getting offended in the comments at other people saying, I don't think Band-Maid is for me. So overall, it seems like a non-toxic fan community, which I really appreciate. So it's been really interesting to interact with the Band-Maid fan community for sure. So yeah, officially the last episode, but let me know if you're interested in more episodes as I pick up more stuff by Band-Maid. Probably just in digital format for now. But hey, yeah. Thanks for watching.